Hello, I'm Poch Concepcion. Welcome to Wazzup, live on Facebook and YouTube. Today, our special guests, dalawa po ang special guest natin. Two of the creators of the phenomenal hit original Filipino musical, Rak of Aegis. Myke Salomon, musical director.
Hello.
Musical director and arranger. And Gio Gahol, choreographer.
Yes. Hello.
Hi, Mike and Gio. Kumusta?
Ito, nasa bahay lang.
Sa bahay lang. Okay.
Yeah.
Nakakulong lang.
Same.
Oo.
For more than
Maging
a year
mabuting
now.
mamamayan.
Okay. Maganda yung setup ni Mike, ha? Ganda ng mic. Parang recording studio. Okay. Alam ng nating lahat na ang theater industry booming siya bago magkaroon ng COVID-19. Paano nyo kayong dalawa, how did you cope with the pandemic last year when it first hit the country?
Gio?
Wow, thanks, Mike. Ano ba? I think on a personal note, in the beginning, I appreciated actually having the time to rest because it had been a very hectic 2019 for me.
Okay.
And the beginning of 2020 was already looking pretty busy as well. So when it hit, I think the first 2 weeks I was okay. Kasi yun nga, I got to rest just staying at home and really just attending to some personal matters that I had to set aside because of work. But after a while, nung nararamdaman na nga natin na tatagal siya ng tatagal, naturally yata for any artist in any performing arts industry to already be bothered by the itch to create again, to become an artist and to just basically to exercise our passions in our chosen industries.
Mm-hmm.
So coping, how did I cope? I think up until this point, I'm still coping. More than a year into the pandemic, there is still a daily struggle to cope with how different life is now. There are no live performances, very limited opportunities to become an actor, in my case, to be a choreographer. So, ayun, araw-araw lang meron akong moments na I miss dancing, so sayo na lang ako for like half an hour at home, or I'll if I miss acting naman, I'll revisit some old scripts that I've had for theater or for film and then just read it. And that for now, I guess, keeps me afloat.
Okay, thank you. What about Mike?
Ako naman, same feeling with dun sa sinabi ni Gio na nung umpisa parang it was somehow an opportunity to stop and rest because I have been working since Rak of Aegis. So tuloy-tuloy na yun. So simula cause Rak of Aegis was officially my first stint as a musical director. So from there, tuloy-tuloy na siya, as in tuloy-tuloy. So it was a great time to stop and ayun, napahaba. So medyo hindi siya madali, but at the same time, ano ba yung pwede mong gawin sa isang taon or sa isang buwan? Ganun yun. Isang buwan, 2 buwan. Tapos humaba na ng 1 taon, and I took the time to learn a lot of things, especially in music production, in music theory, everything. Lahat ng natutunan ko. Siguro yung mga natutunan ko ngayon, nung 2020, hindi siya maiko-compare dun sa mga natutunan ko from 2008 to now. Kasi ang maganda I was fortunate enough to work with different production companies nung pandemic kasi nga lahat parang trying to go to online shows. So since ako work from home since 2008, I can produce music at home. I've been doing this. So medyo nakakahabol ako, and I was able to provide music and music production, as in recordings, yun, parang ganun. Tapos nakakapag-compose pa rin ako ng mga jingles. So ayun, right now medyo ayun nga, hindi na naman stable ang mundo. So ayun, busy with learning, and ang hirap din lumabas.
Oo.
Sometimes lalabas ka lang, I just go out for a walk, a jog, or magbabike ako, tapos balik na para lang bumalik sa wisyo. Yun lang naman, I think.
Okay. Balikan nga natin ng paano nabuo ang Rak of Aegis? Si Liza Magtoto ang nagsulat. Paano siya nagumpisa? Tinawagan niya kayo o binuo niyo to kayong tatlo? Paano?
I think Myke has a more interesting story to tell about how Rak of Aegis was conceived.
Yes.
Siguro it will go back to 2011, 2012, not sure, pero it was the time when we were doing Care Divas. So it was part of a PETA production in 2011, Care Divas. And bata pa ako noon, and ayun, ang dami kong mga naiisip na useless information. So in one cast party, sinabi ko kay Direk Maribel, Direk, gawa tayo ng may lalabas na movie, Rak of Aegis.
Okay.
Ay, Rak of Aegis, si Tom Cruise. Gawa tayo ng Pilipino na kalokohan, Rak of Aegis, na kanta puro mga Aegis. Kasi nga, para sa akin dati, Aegis is a novelty band.
Novelty.
I'm not into Aegis, pero alam mo yun, every time people sing Aegis songs sa mga birthday party karaoke, medyo bordering na siya sa nakakatawa to nakakairita. So, might as well have fun with it. So, ganun. Tapos, they took me seriously. So, the president of PETA, CB Garucho, sige, let's do that. Let's pre-prod. So, yun na. From there, sineryoso nila, and ayun, maswerte kami na bumuo yung PETA ng napakahusay na team. Coming from Direk Maribel Legarda, and then Liza Magtoto as the writer. So from there, ang dami na nangyari beyond the joke. So yun, overwhelming siya. From there, ang laki ng dinevelop kasi nga yung concept is not just about using Aegis songs sa isang musical. It's beyond the telling a story. It's about a fictional barangay.
Tama.
Na I think si Miss Liza Gio, correct me if I'm wrong, or it's
later I'll chime in.
Sige, hindi, ituloy mo na, i-bridge mo na itong
okay.
True to life story.
The story that Liza Magtoto wrote actually is based on her exposure to one of our partner communities in Laguna. If I'm not mistaken, it was in Laguna. Because PETA has the Lingap Sining program, which is a community development, basically one of our theater for development arms. It's one of our advocacy units in PETA. So she went to that community and just really explored what kind of life they were living. It was a community that was actually, they were really submerged in baha.
Totoo.
For 4 to 6 months.
Community nila. Yeah,
Kasi,
this was because of Ondoy.
Okay.
never nawala yung tubig.
So, so doon, that setting was the very first, I guess, I'm only guessing, I'm not speaking for Lisa Magtoto, but that was the stepping stone towards writing the story of the whole of Barangay Venetia and Eileen and I guess all the goings on in that barangay. Yun na doon na pumasok yung of course yung creativity and just being able to thread together a story that is very Filipino, that is very relatable, whether or not you've lived in a community that's been submerged in baha for too long a time, or if you're having struggles financially or not. For some reason, because it's very Filipino, the way the lines are written, the situations are very much relatable. Kaya siya talaga, I guess kaya siya nung nag-open kami early 2014, that's why it was very well received.
Tama.
Because the story is it's a slice of life, even though it is not necessarily the kind of experience that anyone or everyone would go through. It's relatable in how people withstood the challenges and we always hear this na 'di ba ang Pilipino, we always have a positive outlook no matter how dire the situation is, but it promises success, it promises hope, it promises just a tinge of determination to really go over that hurdle.
Oo nga, no? Napansin ko rin yun sa mga depressed community. Parang masaya pa rin sila kahit na ganun yung sitwasyon, no?
Kasi actually interesting na Rak of Aegis is considered a jukebox musical. And
Jukebox.
'di ba, mahilig ang mga Pilipino sa karaoke. And then yun nga, we're using the songs, the very iconic songs of the Aegis band. Tapos I don't know about you, pero alam mo yun, nakikita mo yan in again, as you've said, in depressed areas, 'di ba? Parang nothing's gonna stop Filipinos from spending a night with family or friends in front of a karaoke machine.
Meron
and then parating merong Aegis song. So
Yes.
kaya parang everything just fits so well.
One common trait nga, 'di ba, mga Pilipino, Filipinos are so into heartbreak songs. Lahat ay, alam mo yan, pagka narinig mo na yung luha or halik na heart, alam mo yun, heartbreak na ano pa bang mga heartbreak na OPM? Basta pag pinatugtog na yung kanta mo, babalik ka na kagad dun sa heartbreak na yon, and then you'll just sing your heart out and be happy about it, di ba? Kahit wala ka pa sa tono. So, yun yung isa sa mga signs of resilience natin. No? We celebrate our heartbreak. Ganun tayo ka ano.
Teka, may tanong ako. Okay, istorya, simple, pero nag-click sa malawak na audience. Do you think it also widened the audience of Aegis sa middle class? Kasi, hindi parang, okay, Aegis, sikat, pero ikaw, Mike, sabi mo nga, naiirita ka, ang perception, baduy ang Aegis di ba? Pero sikat.
Yes. Jologs.
Jologs,
so,
okay.
Yun.
Okay. Pero
I think so because a lot of from A to Zinc. Audience from A to Zinc pumunta So, ayun, they love the show, the music. So, ayun, biglang lumaki yung audience ng hindi lang para sa Aegis pero para sa musicals din.
Yes, oo.
So lumaki yung audience development actually nung dalawang dalawang entity.
Pareho, no? Oo, parehong beneficial sa kanya. Nagkaroon ba ng revisions from the original production Meron ba kayong
Yes.
mga binago? Marami ba? Ano yung mga pagbabago?
Every show may revision. Doon nakakatawa. Every show may revision. Every actor may revision.
Okay. Fluid siya. Oh.
No show is the same. So, yun.
Okay.
Pero hindi, kidding aside, oo, parang ang nangyari yun, every mounting ng production, nagkakaroon kami ng Direk Maribel is never happy. So,
Okay.
parating nag-e-evolve yung show to make it better. So, ayun. Yun ang maganda sa original eh. Since ginawa siya ng PETA, they have the liberty to further improve it for everyone's sanity and happiness. Diba,
Okay.
Gio? So, ayun. Ang dami from song selection, ay magdagdag tayo ng kanta, ay magdagdag tayo ng flowers dito, ganyan-ganyan. From set design, costumes, hindi natapos yun.
May mga challenges ba kayong how did you encounter challenges before and during the production, through the years, and how did you deal with it? But before you answer, let's pause for a short break.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Hi, welcome back to Wazzup. This is Poch Concepcion of Daily Tribune. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Today we're talking to the creators of Rak of Aegis, musical director Myke Salomon and choreographer Gio Gahol. Welcome back, guys. Tinatanong ko kayo kanina, ano yung mga challenges, mga problema na dinaanan nyo through the years of staging the musical Rak of Aegis? And how did you deal with it?
Siguro, just to put things in perspective, Rak of Aegis has been running for 8 years, 7 seasons, and we've done 447 shows.
Wow.
Up until 2019. So, maraming challenges.
Physically,
That is
emotionally,
without a doubt a
and
reality.
mentally.
Okay.
Ano pa, Mike? Ano ba? I think, sige, I'll pitch this in first.
Sige.
I think in the beginning, one of the biggest challenges that we faced was actually there were doubts about the show before we even opened.
Really?
Meron kasi, yeah, of course, before a show opens, we go through a critics night. Actually, most of it's called the PETA night. So we open it up only to members of the Philippine Educational Theatre Association, and then they will critique on the show. When we did that, let's just say we weren't that well received. The show wasn't that well
Talaga?
received.
Mhm.
So we were really quite doubtful before we opened, and we had a few days to make some changes, some revisions, in an attempt to,
Like the whole
make it
act two.
take shape. Oo, like yung buong act 2, yun kasi talaga. As
Okay.
in, Poch, ano siya, like, there needed to be revisions with the script, in terms of choreography. I think also, obviously, adjustments with Mike's arrangements of the songs, and directorially for Maribel Legarda. So, that was the very first big struggle for the company in 2014.
May I ask, in general or specific, ano yung pinansin nila na sinasabi mo hindi well received?
Well, ang pagkatanda ko nun kasi, it was the most gruesome thesis defense of my life, of our lives. So, parang ang nangyari nun, everyone is open to share what they feel about what they have just seen. So, ayun. So, it's up to us to take it or alam mo yun, consider it or not, just move on or so ang hirap talaga. And it was our first my first time to work on a musical.
Mm.
So para sa akin parang it's a difficult birthing. So yun, ilang buwan kami, 6 months ba? 6 or 7 months. Para rin kami nagpanganak ng sanggol. So nung pinanganak na namin nung January, nung pinalakpakan na kami nung unang kanta pa lang ni Tolits. Grabe yung luha ko nun. Scene 1. Parang, ito, we have a show. So, ayun. Sa akin, yun na talagang pinaka stressful na, alam mo yun. It was a fun experience. Every time I experience difficulties in my life, I go back to that memory and it makes me feel better and stronger.
Wow. Okay.
In my opinion, I think, I mean, I don't want to give you the wrong impression na, just because of PETA, the members of PETA are highly critical. I think it was also because it was a very new flavor. As Myke said, Rak of Aegis was his very first time being a musical director for a professional theater company.
Okay.
And the same goes for me. It was my very first time to choreograph for a professional theater company.
Ayun na nga. Ayun,
So
diba?
obviously we were clearly offering something that wasn't I guess during that time it wasn't what PETA was used to artistically, aesthetically.
Tama.
So alam mo naman 'di ba parang pag may bago there's really there is a sense of discomfort at first. But then it just in a span of I guess a few days after that PETA night before we opened, it magically matured into something that was up the alley of the general viewing Filipino theater public, yung audience.
Oo.
So
the magic happens there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Pag may audience na.
Bago kayo mag-open, nakikita nyo na ba na mag-hit to? The back of your minds, as the creators, o kailangan may audience, makita nyo yung reaction?
No, well, not until that first scene. Kung napanood nyo, sir, alam niyo yung scene na nag-slow-mo na si Eileen, si Kenny, tapos si Tolits, nag-umpisa ng umulan, tapos nabasa na si Tolits, tapos pumasok na yung piano, tapos kumanta siya ng Nasasaktan Ako, Baby, tapos nagtawa na, nagpalakpakan yung mga tao. Dun sa first scene na yan, we have a hit. Doon namin na-realize. Not until that moment.
Okay.
But
Gio,
before opening, gusto ko syempre maging hit.
Of course.
Diba? You want your debut as a part of the artistic team of a production.
Okay.
To be spectacular, you want to enter with a bang. So ako personally, I wanted it to be a hit. Pero tama si Myke, it was really that opening night when there was finally members in the audience. And I didn't have to hold my breath to get the reaction. Parang hindi ko siya, I did not anticipate it. So when it came, the very the uproar of the audience during that opening scene, parang, oh, wow. Okay, this is going somewhere. This is gonna go far. And yeah, look at where we are now. 7 seasons later, and now we're virtual pa. We're going global.
Now, yes.
It's not live, but this has always been a dream for Rak of Aegis. So, ano talaga siya? This is the very first boost. And hopefully, when things get better all over the world, we actually get to tour the production, not only around the Philippines, but also all around the world.
Okay, now you mentioned it. Now, the good news is Rak of Aegis is going online for the first time for a limited run. Sige, tell us about it. Paano to gagawin? Live ba siya? O tape tas live? Paano?
Okay, so we're gonna be streaming online through our our ticketing and our streaming partner, ticket2me.net.
Yes.
So thanks to them, Rak of Aegis is gonna be on every household's digital screens all over the world.
All over the world, yes.
Yes, all over the
Hopefully.
world. This
All over the world.
wherever you are, Oo, di ba?
Chine-check lang namin yung partners namin sa Mars.
Okay.
Si Elon Musk, tanongin natin. Yeah, so we're gonna be online. We are streaming one of the documented shows from our 7th season in 2019.
Okay.
And yeah, it's gonna be a limited run only for 2 weekends,
Alright.
starting July 1st. July 31st. It's July 31st,
July
August
31st.
1,
Okay.
August 7, and August 8.
4 dates.
Ilang show? Apat na dates lang. Okay.
Yes, just for four days.
Alright.
4 days.
Okay.
Again, this is through ticket2me.net, which is our partner ticketing and streaming platform. Also interesting to point out, because Rak of Aegis is partnered with OPM, which is organisasyon ng mga Pilipinong mga awit,
Yes.
with Philpop Foundation.
Mhm.
During that time kasi, that's the linggo ng
musikang Pilipino.
Pilipino. Yeah, that's
2021
linggo ng musikang
celebration.
Pilipino.
Mm.
So it's very apt also that we partnered with them, and they accepted our proposal to be partners. Kasi, di ba, as we know, Rak of Aegis is an original Filipino musical. It's an OFM, but it also features one of the most iconic OPM bands in the country. So, di ba, kaya to stream this show during the Linggo ng Musikang Pilipino is very apt, I would say.
Okay. Pwede ba natin bagitin kung sino yung cast dito? O magkaiba? Isa lang. Ang production na
Pwede
to.
naman. It's only gonna be one set of actors.
Alright.
The show that will be streamed will feature Isel Santos as Eileen, and then we will have Pepe Herrera, Popert Bernadas, Isay Alvarez Senya, and Robert Senya, Joe
Okay.
Anco, Jimmy Marquez, Gilbert Onida, and then the members of the ensemble include John Moran, Rafael Sudayan, Lemuel Silvestre, Ethan Villanueva, Merinor, madami sila, and Matel Patayan. Yes, and Matel Patayan.
Okay. How do you assure na, kasi ang isang typical na problema sa streaming, no? Nagkakaroon ng technical problems eh. Ito ba mag-guarantee nyo na seamless, so to speak? Is there a group handling that to make sure na yung viewing experience walang mapuputol, ganun?
Hindi naman siguro mangyayari yun kasi hindi naman po siya live.
Okay, yes, yes,
siya,
yes.
It's a show from season, parang isang gabi siya nung season 7 na i-stream. So, ayun.
Okay. Oo.
So, maririnig
In terms of technical integrity, I guess, we have actually been doing a lot. We've been streaming a lot of PETA productions through Ticket2Me over the past, I would say, 10 months.
Okay.
And so far, it's been successful. We've done probably over 10 shows of PETA have streamed through Ticket2Me. So by now, we're really confident na the technical difficulties will most definitely be manageable, if there will be any.
Stable naman yung Ticket2Me. So kung may mangyaring problem, eh, nasa sa connection yun na yan. Kumbaga sa relationship, it's not me, it's you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh. May nabanggit ka kanina, Mike, as well as si Gio. But puntahan natin yung, how did Rak of Aegis change your life? Mike.
Mike, ikaw kaya muna.
Ano ba? Well,
Sabi mo, first time, di ba?
changed me, it changed me as an artist. Naging, alam mo yun, from, I became a musical composer.
Mhm.
Ayun. So it's an added value. Became my profession actually. I'm not just a performer. I can make music, and it opened doors to a lot of other productions. Hindi lang sa paggawa ng music. Well, kumbaga yung personal brand ko natulungan nung Rak of Aegis.
Mhm.
And what else? It made my life better actually.
Mhm.
Yung sharing this show with everyone. Parang it was a gift parang it's our gift to the Filipino audience. Parang ganun.
Mhm.
Basta nagbago. Yung I'm Myke Salomon 3.0. Ganun.
Wow.
3.0 lang.
3.0 na. Okay. Mukhang medyo malayo na ang ano. Okay.
Tsaka dito ko nakilala yung
Ano?
yung the most important persons in my life.
May S persons.
Oo.
Persons,
Tsaka alam mo yun, oo. Hello Gab. Ayan.
Special mention.
Alright.
And alam mo yun, more than Gab, it's the family like Gio, Maribel, Liza, and everyone else. Alam mo yun, it's a Rak family. So, nagkaroon ako ng family na hindi ko pa rin makita hanggang ngayon. So, ayun.
Mismo ha.
Oo. So, nasanay na kaming every year nagkikita kami dahil nagtatrabaho kami, tumatambay kami sa pantry, kumakain ng kung ano-ano at naglolokohan sa likod. Yun yung tahanan namin, yung backstage ng PETA. So it changed my life. Kahit wala akong show, tumatambay ako doon, nakikikain lang ako. Yun.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So, yun.
Gio.
Ako kasi, how did Rak change my life? It made me quit my full-time job. I used to have a full-time job before I decided to become a full-time freelance actor and choreographer.
Oh. Okay. Ano yun?
Because the first production kasi that I had with PETA, I was actually still working. I still had a full-time job that time. But when this project landed on my lap, when this project landed on my lap, I was like, eto na yun. I mean, I think I really have to give my full attention to this if I want to pursue being a theater professional. So I quit my full-time job. I was working in an ad agency then.
Okay.
I literally said bye, and then when I was asked why, I just want to work freelance, and it was completely separate from the industry that I was coming from. Kasi parang, what? You're gonna be an actor? You're gonna be a choreographer? So I went for it, and that decision really just changed me for the rest of my life. I've been a freelance actor and choreographer for the past 8-9 years, and there has just been a lot of positive things that have happened in my life that I probably would not have experienced or grown from and learned from if I decided to still spend my time between having a full-time job and doing theater on the side. Doon ako sa fulfillment of being an artist. Like, I would always say it's so different yung pagod na nararamdaman mo, say if you have a 9 to 5 job and then you come home, mas pagod ako coming from rehearsals or coming from a show, but I come home fulfilled. Like, it really feels so good knowing that I got tired from doing something that made me happy, that made me feel alive. And
Yes.
so nabago ng Rak yung buhay ko, and at the same time, because of Rak ko talaga na-realize that it was PETA. PETA was a theater company that I would call my home. So I'm actually a senior member of the company now, and it was because of Rak na na-realize ko this is the kind of work that I want to make as an artist, original Filipino work, because there is just so much of myself that I can pour into the job. It's not like a cookie cutter. It's not cookie cutter work where I have to simply fit myself into a certain mold because the production dictates it. Original work is always so exciting. It's the most frightening thing to work on because it has never been tested, but it's so exciting that it tests you as an artist kung ano yung limits mo, and then it pushes you way beyond that, which is of course something that anyone in theater, in music, in dance, we want that. We always want to be better than where we are at a certain point in time, diba? So PETA does that for me, and it was all thanks to Rak of Aegis that I started on this journey. 9 years later, I'm still here.
Okay. What specific things or general things have you learned from theater, sa teatro, sa PETA? Before you answer, we'll pause for another break.
This is a very important story. The important story.
Pictures and stories.
Today, we feel the weight of history on our shoulders. The way we have been moving leads nowhere. We need to change course.
Since the United Nations was founded, the human race has never had to face a set of challenges like we do right now. But together, we can overcome them.
Welcome back to Wazzup. This is Poch Concepcion of Daily Tribune. We're talking to the creators of Rak of Aegis. Babalik na po ang Rak of Aegis online on a limited run. We're talking to Myke Salomon, the musical director and arranger, and choreographer Gio Gahol. Guys, ano ang natutunan nyo sa teatro, sa PETA, so far? Sino mo una? Myke?
Sige na nga, nag-isip si Myke. Ako, I think first and foremost, it's discipline. Ano talaga it's the discipline that you are being taught as a theater professional is impeccable. Because, kunwari, in a show, when you do shows in theater, everything is live.
Yes.
So you can't simply wing it whenever, however, and whenever you want to. The discipline of really, following your own processes, your procedures, going by the book, really, that's why we do script readings and script analyses, because it's necessary, because you're gonna do it for 30 times in a row, 60 times in a row, depends on how long the run will be. And that requires a very strict discipline as artists. And yun yung, I think, maybe, in the near or farther future, if I decide to retire. Wow, ang bata ko pa mag-retire. if I ever retire from being a theater actor or a theater professional, yun yung babaunin ko talaga yun, yung disiplina in real life.
Wala yata nagre-retire sa teatro.
Well, parang you'll take a break and then you come back bigger.
Yeah.
Diba? Meron kang comeback, tapos parang boom! Diba?
Nice. Discipline, tama. Mike.
I second emotion, everything joke. Para sa akin, it taught me how to be a team player and a leader at the same time. So, since theater is it's a team game. It's an ensemble work. It has to rely on everyone. Kailangan bawat isa may ambag. Hindi lang basta piso, dapat 150%. Kahit costume mistress ka pa or taga-operate ng bubbles or taga ano tawag dito? Taga lagay nung bangka dun sa gitna nung baha. Importante ka bawat isa doon. Everyone is important. So ayun, malaking bagay para sa akin yun kasi it's character building para in real life eh. So lahat ng natututunan ko doon in building that show, na-apply ko siya sa buhay ko. And I stopped this ano ba to? Paano ba to? Yung sinasabi, maraming nagsasabi na yung art won't put food on the table. Parang ganyan. Pero para sa akin, ang dami mong ang pagkain pero paano pag pagod ka na sa trabaho mo at wala ka nang ganang kumain? So I'd rather eat kamote than a steak.
Okay.
So yung value ko doon, nawala yung urge ko and yung para sa akin kasi medyo mali para sa akin yun eh. Yung naghahabol ako parati for that dream of having so much money and all. Para sa akin yung importante talaga sa buhay is you create something that will last forever. So ayun, and theater makes you do that. People will remember your work. People will remember Rak of Aegis. People will remember your songs. So ayun, it makes me a better person. So para sa akin, ayun. Yun yung magandang natutunan ko dito.
Nice. Gio, you want to tell the viewers something? Balik tayo sa details ng palabas.
Yes. Okay. So I just want we want everyone to know the tickets. The tickets are already on sale since May 7, in fact, through tickettome.net.
Ongoing on sale. Okay.
Yeah.
Anong gagawin namin para papunta kami doon sa site Ticket to Me?
Yes, all you have to do is go to tickettome.net and you can purchase your tickets to the shows. Again, I will repeat the dates: July 31st, August 1, August 7, and August 8. You have 3 viewing options kasi. So there's a 350 peso ticket which is for live streaming. There's a 500 peso one which is video on demand. And then there's 1,000 pesos for video on demand premium. So I'm gonna be discussing kung ano yung pagkakaiba nila.
Sige, please.
So yung 350 for live stream, that is from basically iintayin mo siyang mapanood during a specified time during those dates, which will be from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. So if you purchase the live stream na 350 for any of the dates, you can only view it from 8 o'clock p.m. to 11 p.m. Philippine Standard Time.
Okay.
But if you get the video on demand, which is the 500 peso e-ticket, that gives you 24 hours of unlimited streaming of Rak of Aegis from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. the following day. So
Nice.
24 hours yun.
500 lang yun.
And then, For 500.
All right.
The third option is video on demand premium,
Mhm.
which is the same as video on demand, but wait, there's more. May additional siyang content because you get to watch. There's gonna be a live concert of Aegis band with select cast members of Rak of Aegis that will be streaming on August 8th, the last day of the online stream of Rak of Aegis. Diba?
So parang invited kayo sa cast party.
Exactly. If you get the video on demand premium, you get to watch Rak of Aegis and nasa cast party kayo na may
Ayun.
may sing along.
Okay. So meron talaga nangyaring gano'n, may cast party kasama ang Aegis na video nyo. Okay.
Kasi ganun din naman nangyayari sa cast party namin. Nagkukulitan lang. I mean, if we're gonna be together anyway, syempre, we're gonna be singing and dancing and whatever. So, tama si Myke yung concert na yun is sort of like the culmination kasi of the online streaming. So, para na siyang cast party, diba?
Pag ganun. Teacher Gio, may question ako. Valid question
po.
lang to.
Okay.
Sa 350, sa cheapest 350, pwede kong i-pause yung video? Kung ay, nanonood ako 8 o'clock, di ba? Ay, magsisiyar ako, pwede ko i-pause?
Pwede po. Napopause po siya basta hindi ka basta at pagdating po ng alas 11 ng gabi, hindi mo na siya matutuloy. So,
Mape-play.
kailangan matapos mo siyang mapanood from the times of 8 p.m. and 11 p.m.
Okay.
Fair enough.
And then,
Okay.
so again, yun po yung options natin. 350, which is the live stream. 500, which is video on demand. And 1,000 for video on demand premium, which you can purchase through tickettome.net or through any of the authorized Rak of Aegis agents. Kung hindi niyo po alam kung ano yung Rak of Aegis agents, you can go to the PETA website. Meron po dong listahan ng mga taong pwede niyong kontakin kung gusto niyong bumili ng ticket. At nakapost din po ang listahan na ito sa Facebook page ng PETA Theaters, ng Philippine Educational Theater Association.
Sa
At
Facebook
kung
yan.
company kayo at gusto nyong bumili ng tickets, bulk tickets and partnerships, kontakin nyo lang si Mitch Go sa mitchgo@petatheater.com or contact 0917-539-1112. For more information, follow PETA's social media pages. www.facebook.com/PETA-theater. So ayan, meron ding Instagram ang PETA Theater at PETA Theater, Twitter at PETA Theater, YouTube youtube.com/PETA Theater online or visit petatheater.com/Rak of Aegis. So, ayun.
Ayan. Talagang lahat ng platforms, hindi kayo maliligaw, no?
Ayun.
Madaling hanapin.
Malay mo, may TikTok na kami sa
Okay. Okay.
Naku, antay lang po kayo.
So pwede pala yun, sinasabi ni Myke, na bulk isang grupo.
Yes. Oo,
Yes.
kung wari kayo sa Tribune, bumili kayo lahat ng tickets, pwede.
Pwede. Oo. Tsaka malayo pa, enough time. Alright.
Yes.
Okay. Now guys, let's meron tayong konting dito. Let's have a little fun. A game. Ang tawag dito, Wheel of Aegis. Flash namin sa screen ang lyrics. Unahan kayo. Para hulaan ang
Sige.
title ng song.
Pwede mo mag-concede na lang ako kay Myke.
Oops. Meron na pala. Eto na.
Ganun ba yun?
Ganyan.
Sinong nauna sa amin?
Mas mabilis yata internet mo, Gio.
Talaga ba?
Okay.
Basang-basa sa ulan.
Okay, nice. Tama. Second. Correct. Ayan na.
Ano yan?
Huwag pasilip-silip lang.
Silip-silip lang.
Silip-silip is the
Ibigay
clue.
mo sa akin yan.
The clue is pasilip.
Guess lang, guess.
Sige.
Christmas bonus ba to? Pero parang hindi.
Do you want me?
Sige.
Do you want me?
Hindi.
Pareho tayong mali. Ako, Christmas bonus yung guess ko eh.
Pasilip-silip. Pasilip-silip.
Oh my gosh. Magkukwit na ba tayo ng Rak of Aegis dahil hindi natin alam to?
Baka hindi kasama sa catalog natin.
Huwag pasilip-silip lang.
Magkarektan.
Ibigay mo sa akin yan. Alindog mo at kariktan. Ihandog mo sa akin yan.
Mary Jane?
Hindi pa rin. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
O sige, balikan natin yan after.
Sige.
Number
pass.
3. Number 3. Number 3 song.
Ay!
Sabay. Ano si Myke?
Sige si Myke.
Sundot! Konting sundot!
Tama.
Trivia, isa yan sa mga songs that was part of the original run and then eventually we pulled it out. Pero ang
Sa
kantang
opening.
Sundot ay dating bahagi ng palabas na Rak of Aegis.
Naging outtake siya. Okay.
Take out. Na-take out.
Number 4 song. Kahapon lang naramdaman ko ang
Para kay Eileen.
Tama.
Ay, oo nga, no?
Kinanta ko yan eh. Kahit man lang dampi sa palad mo.
Para kay Eileen.
Okay. Next song. Ako madali to.
Kay biglang na to. Ang hirap.
Hanggang kailan ito matitiis?
Sabi ko hindi.
Oh my gosh. Pass ako.
Grabe, bakit kasi
Yung scriptwriter namin mukhang mahira yung pinili na ano na
Oo nga, grabe ka naman.
stanza.
Bakit
Oo.
kasi natin diniconstruct yung mga kanta? Hindi na ma-recognize.
Okay. O sige, isa pa yung second song.
Yan ulit.
Okay.
May guest ako dun sa kanina. Di ba ano yun? Sige na, sige na. Hindi ba? Hindi. Or well, that's not even an Aegis song. Or am I just making it up? Can we go back? Anong lyrics?
Naririnig mo na ba ako nagtatype, nag-google? Joke.
I think yung clue dyan is pasilip-silip lang. Sa
Alindog mo, kariktad. Alindog mo sa akin.
Hindi ko alam siyang song na siya.
Sirit.
Sirit ako.
Oo, hindi. Parang
Babae
hindi
sa
siya
bintana.
kasama. Babae sa bintana.
Pero kasi, I mean, wala yan sa Aegis rotation ko eh.
Okay. Oo. Tapos yung last song, nahulaan nila? Hindi pa, no? Last song.
Hindi. Ika'y biglang natauhan na umalis ka agad nang hindi napapaalam. Sayang na sayang.
Halik.
Halik!
Ha?
Di ba? Parang
Pakibalik
layo, no?
nga! Anong verse yan? Third verse? Or dance remix?
Pang ilang verse
Oo
yan?
nga, anong verse yan?
Last verse ba yan? Hindi.
See, I'm not really...
Third daw. Oo, third.
I'm not really an Aegis army.
Okay. Alright, okay.
Hindi kasi
Siyempre naalala natin yung mga ano eh, no? Yung mga chorus. Oo. Tsaka
Very
yung bag
iconic.
just before the chorus. Anyway. Guys, paki-remind ulit ang ano, paki-invite ang viewers natin. Rak of Aegis online. Enough time to save money and watch the show worldwide. Myke.
Mike? Sino ba sa atin?
Guys, kung hindi nyo pa napapanood ang Rak of Aegis, panoorin nyo na kasi baka hindi na kayo magkaroon ng chance. Para sa mga nakanood na, manood pa rin kayo ulit kasi it's very nostalgic. Alam mo yun? So, ayun. Feel good and experience theater at home. So, ayun. Basta gawin nyo lang to guys. Makinig kayo. Manood kayo.
Yes, please watch the online streaming of PETA's Rak of Aegis, written by Lisa Magtoto, directed by Maribel Legarda, musical direction by Myke Salomon. Again,
And
ang dates po
choreography
nito,
by Gio Gahol.
yes, choreography by me. Hindi ko na minention. Humble ako. Charot. So, ang dates po natin ay July 31, August 1, August 7, and August 8 through tickettome.net. I think it is also very important to mention that the online streaming of Rak of Aegis is part of PETA's fundraising campaign for the benefit of the Philippine Educational Theater Association and our vast community of artist teachers. Please support PETA by watching Rak of Aegis. You can buy tickets from tickettome.net, priced at $350, $500, and $1,000. If you want more information, you can visit PETA's many different social media accounts or the PETA website.
All right, Myke Salomon, musical director, Gio Gahol, choreographer, original Filipino musical Rak of Aegis. Panoorin po ninyo online. This has been Poch Concepcion of Wazzup. I'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you.